Welcome to another Telltale Books video. I'm Greg, and I am going to continue my T.E.D. Klein series with another story from this book, Reassuring Tales, which is a recent reprinting of this collection of shorter works by T.E.D Press. It's got a very beautiful illustration, very dark, very creepy looking cat on the cover, and maybe I should have it over here. Wraps around to the back. Really nice book, worth the price. If they still have copies at T.E.D Press, I would snap one up. It's an excellent book. Or look for the original used or an ebook or something. It's T.E.D. Klein. He hasn't written a huge amount. He is still alive. He hasn't written a huge amount of stories or published a huge amount of books. I think he only wrote one novel, but he is very highly regarded among horror fans, and the stories I've read so far are really good. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a short story he wrote, his second published work, titled Renaissance Man. And this one actually isn't horror. We are Telltale Books, bringing you the best in literature, literary topics, and graphic design and bookmaking.
If you want to support us, you can find us on Etsy and Pango, where you can find gently used, rare, and even top quality used books.
And if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and maybe even that bell to be notified when new videos go live.
Thanks for joining us.
Renaissance Man was originally published in January of 1974 in an original anthology titled Space 2. I'm guessing there was a Space 1. It was edited by Richard Davis and published by Abelard Schumann, January 1974. So quite a long time ago. Probably hard to get a hold of a copy of that book. But like I say, Renaissance Man is reprinted in the recent T.E.D Press reprinting of Reassuring Tales by T.E.D. Klein. I'm just going to call him Ted Klein, okay? I don't know why he did that T.E.D. thing. That's odd. Anybody out there knows why it's that way, let me know, because I'd like to know. So, just a short story, a very short story, a little bit more than a flash fiction, I think. But in this, you have a guy that travels into the future, and he's greeted by the people there. Oh, great! And they're very happy that they got a scientist that they brought a scientist from the past to their time, and they want to ask all kinds of technical questions. Unfortunately, the scientist comes from our time period where scientists have specialized, so most of the things they're asking him questions about are not his area of science, and so he can't answer any of their questions. And they get really, really frustrated because they want to find out technical details about how things were in the past, technical details, so that they can reproduce the technology. But they can't seem to pull up anybody that actually knows anything. The story kind of hinges on a fact of our world, okay? In my lifetime, I've seen mathematics go from where we were still using slide rules to where we started using some sizable pocket calculators to where now we can perform all kinds of math right on our phone, or just look it up on the internet, or even just use AI to just give us the answer without doing the math. The problem with that path is what T.E.D. Klein points out in this story. And I would call this very much a science fiction story. The problem with that path towards specialization of knowledge is that, and especially towards handing that knowledge over for the computers to store it and calculate it out. And we could reach a point at some time in the future where no one on Earth, no human being on Earth has a clue how to calculate a certain math problem. Because we always just use the computers to do it for us, and the computers do it, and we trust the computer's answer. Well, what if there's some kind of problem with the computers? What if there's a glitch? What if there's a virus? What if they start giving us the wrong answers and things start failing? How do we fix it when we don't even know how to do the calculation to get the correct answer? So we can't even identify that the answers we're getting are suddenly wrong because we've handed that off to the machines to handle for us, and we don't know how to do it anymore. Nobody on Earth is specialized in that. It's like languages, all the dead languages nobody speaks anymore. Well, what if you need to know the meaning of a word in a dead language? Who are you going to go to? Who are you going to call? That'll be able to tell you what that word means. You're not going to find anybody is the answer. And when scientific knowledge and languages and mathematics and computer languages start to go down that path of lost languages, all of a sudden that's essential information we need that's going to be lost to us. And that's how we would get to the world of the story Renaissance Man, where there's nobody in our time anymore that knows how to do those things, and we would have to hope we could pull somebody from the past that's capable of doing it. And if we pull people from the 1990s, say, we're going to get people who are specialized. We'll get a scientist, but maybe it's a botanist, and we need to solve a calculus problem. Well, that scientist doesn't know calculus. Very big problem, very big issue. Not a huge story, not a great story, but an interesting story, and some interesting food for thought here. So I like it. It's just not great, not a top tail, but I like this. I like Renaissance Man, and if you're a science fiction fan, I would recommend it. If you're going to Ted Klein for horror, this isn't a horror story. It doesn't really fit with the other works I've read of his so far. So now I come to the point. Have you read Renaissance Man by T.E.D. Klein? If so, leave your comments, what you think of the story, in the comment section of the video. Give me details. Don't just say it's garbage. Tell me why. Tell me why the story worked or didn't work for you. That's what I want to hear. Or if you just have interesting gossip about T.E.D. Klein, or you know why he does his name that way, put it in the comment section. I want to hear it. Everybody wants to hear it. Everybody's curious. Everybody will enjoy and learn from your comments. So leave your comments. Definitely leave your comments. And come on back. I'm trying to read everything by T.E.D. Klein. Like I say, he's still alive. He hasn't written a whole lot. So I expect I'll be able to, I've basically got 2 collections of short stories, Reassuring Tales, and I've got Dark Gods, and I've got his one novel. I think there's a couple of short stories I've got in other locations, but I've got all of his work. I'm going to be reading all of his work and reporting on it as I read each one. So join me for all the works that I can get my hands on and know about by T.E.D. Klein in order of publication. And of course, all the other stories, topics, art, all kinds of stuff, remodeling. I'm moving things around, so you'll notice I don't have the same background here. This is just few of my books is very disorganized, which is why I don't usually shoot this way. But I'm reorganizing my space here, and so in future videos you're going to see something drastically different. I expect by the next time Emily and I shoot together that I'll have this done with basically new furniture. Not really new furniture, but different furniture down here. These couches are going up. We're remodeling the living room, and these couches are going to go up into the living room. So come on back and join me for everything we do, and I hope you'll be seeing me.